Desert Clinic Pain Institute. Let's talk about fentanyl. Let's do it.
Okay.
All right. Let's go.
Desert Clinic Pain Institute, huh?
Yep.
What do they do? Like study your pain?
I actually don't know.
Do you go there to get hurt? Anyway, guys, we are in Palm Springs, California. The reason being,
nice.
we weren't going to come here.
No.
Because we don't like rich, poncy towns necessarily. But we were too cold. we know that it's warm here.
Yeah, we started going up that mountain and it was like, you know what, it's snowing and it's garbage. You guys can see
up there, it looks like Mordor. It's like snow on the top of these mountains. We're in this little oasis. It's actually quite warm here. Thank God.
Do you think they have like kid shows here like My Little Pony or something? Because I'm seeing lots of rainbow flags.
Oh yeah,
and stuff.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
This is if you guys don't, I mean, everyone knows what Palm Springs is. A very wealthy place, but it's also the kind of, we saw a lot of like weed shops and all this kind of stuff, and we wanted to talk about drugs a little bit. Actually,
yeah, what's made me think of it more was like the homeless wheelchair guy we saw coming in just into Palm Springs, and the massive homeless issue that we see around California.
Yeah.
Because we now, whenever we get on our bikes, we like to travel. We don't just stick around LA. We go down south a lot to San Diego area. There's a lot of nice mountains out there. And we go east and we go everywhere. And you know what? I guess it's because of the nice weather that you get a lot of homeless people.
For sure. If you think about it, like, let's say you're from Boston, right? And you're a homeless dude. You're going to have to deal with like 6 months of freezing weather. Whereas you come here and you can stay outside all day. Like you can literally just hang out.
There's a homeless dude right there.
Right. He can just hang out all day, every day. Right. He doesn't get cold. It's such a weird dichotomy though, because we're in one of the richest areas of the richest states in the country.
Yeah.
And you see like the bottom and then the top of the pops as well. You know.
Yeah, exactly. El dente.
What's putting them there is this horrific drug that you guys probably know called fentanyl.
Yes. And it's just incredibly potent. So just a small amount of it can last you a long time or kill you if you take too much of it at one go.
Correct.
And the biggest issue is that the majority of fentanyl is coming out of China.
Right.
It's not like I'm making that up or something. It's
that's where the factories are.
It's like, and it's state sponsored. You know, they've been like, let's do it. Let's make this drug because we can sell it in the West and it's destroying people's lives, but it doesn't matter. There's a big market. Let's make some money.
So this is the thing, is that people that are addicted to opiates like heroin, they have to pay a ton of money for heroin, and heroin is like a perpetual addiction. It's nearly impossible to get off, right?
Yeah.
But then you have fentanyl, which is 100 times more potent than heroin, and it's cheaper.
Yeah.
So you have this problem where people, they don't know how to dose it properly and they just die of overdose, or they just get even more addicted than they were before.
I want to ask you, I don't know if you're an expert on this or whatever, but you know, I have no clue about drugs, okay, because I just don't do them, but I drink a lot.
Sure.
And you know, the more I drink, the more I want to drink, and then your inhibitions go away. So you're like, you lose your limits. So you're like, yeah, I've had 10 beers, but I'll just have another. Like, I'll start drinking a bottle of Jack Daniels now. You know what I mean? It just, you get to that point where you no longer control the dosage, so to speak.
Right.
You know you've had too much, but you don't care anymore. Do you think that's what happens with fentanyl?
I mean, the receptors that you're talking about are different. But that mentality is absolutely true. So, like when you're doing heroin, you need to continuously chase high, because what it does is that heroin releases dopamine, the feel-good receptor. Oh, check out the car, dude. It's a McLaren next to
us?
Yeah.
Nice.
What it does is it makes the dopamine rush out from your brain, and you feel amazing, right? Like a warm blanket of orgasmic feelings. But your dopamine receptors, they deplete.
Dude.
Next to a McLaren, right?
Yeah,
see?
Yeah.
But they deplete, right? So you need more and more to get that high, and that's why it becomes addictive. So imagine you have fentanyl where it's 100 times more potent, right?
Right. I see.
But anyway,
Okay. The reason why I want to talk about this is the absolute hypocrisy. In China, you are not allowed to have anything to do with drugs. Okay, and it's a hangover from the opium wars and. I mean, we've seen people use drugs in China a lot. It's still very widespread, but the fact of the matter is officially, you are not allowed. If you're caught with weed, you go to jail. You can actually be executed if you have too much. Yeah. So just something like marijuana, which is very innocuous, it's not bad, is incredibly strictly like enforced.
Right.
And something like fentanyl, you absolutely would not be. You would be executed if you were found with it.
Oh yeah, big time, dude.
However, they allow the factories to manufacture and export it. You see, and that's what I'm talking about. That's the hypocrisy.
Right. It's a huge moneymaker, right?
Yeah.
Number two, I actually think it has more malicious purpose.
Yeah.
I think that China revels, and there are CCP documents, they revel in the fact that America has a huge opiate problem, and that they're like fueling revenge. It. They love it.
Yeah, it's like their revenge for the opium wars.
Right. And it's also destabilizing a first world power.
Right. It's true. Yeah, it just really, it strikes me as being very spiteful and mean.
It's nefarious. It's evil.
Yeah, nefarious is the right word, actually. It's worse than spiteful. It's just terrible.
Right.
Yeah. This is definitely the downtown area.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Nice. It's a nice city. You haven't been here before, right?
No. But, that's the thing. It leads to this homelessness because once you get hooked on that stuff, it screws you up, man.
Right, it does.
You can't function as a human being anymore.
No.
All you could do is keep chasing your next hit.
Right.
And, people wonder why I have such an issue with drugs, and that's because a friend of mine his entire life was destroyed by drugs, and he started with just smoking weed.
Sure.
And it ended up being because he started late.
Right.
And he started smoking weed when he was like, we were teenagers, and he started. And that led him into harsher stuff, and then
well, that's the thing, is that's why decriminalization works, because when weed is illegal, then the kind of people that you're hanging around are doing other stuff too, because it's all illegal, right?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
And that's why in China, if you find some druggies like in the villages, like we have, if you mention weed to them, they'll be like, okay, that's a bad drug, I would do it. But they also they equate it with meth. To them it's exactly the same thing. And that's why decriminalization works, is because it gets rid of that stigma around less harmful drugs.
Right.
But with things like fentanyl and stuff, heroin, it's fully illegal, right?
It's this homeless guy's like flipping him off or whatever.
Is he?
Yeah, he flipped off the Mustang guy.
Why?
I don't know. I think the Mustang guy told him to get a job or something.
Probably.
Yeah. Oh well.
Probably.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the thing, is this supply of fentanyl from China is what's leading to these homeless guys.
Yeah.
It's fueling them, and it's pissing me off. It's just pissing me off that they're maliciously doing this and having this hypocritical double standard. That's China for you. That's just China.
I found it interesting when I came here. I thought there was going to be a lot of bleeding hearts about the homeless thing.
Yeah.
There's actually really not a lot of love, even in California here, a very liberal place. Yeah. Not a lot of love for the homeless here, dude. Like, people are really pissed off and sick of it. And I'm just surprised. I thought there'd be a lot more people like, oh, it's not their fault. Like, pretty much everyone understands what the problem is, where it stems from, and that it needs to be dealt with. Right? Yeah. It really does.
Something really weird with that woman. She gave me the woman in the Mustang gave me a big wave.
Yeah, she's got a New Mexico plate, and I really do think she yelled at the homeless guy.
She did. He flipped her off. I got it on camera.
I said that. I wouldn't do that. I'm not gonna heckle random homeless people. Just leave them alone.
Yeah.
Because you never know as well. They could be up.
That's one thing that concerns me a lot.
Yeah.
Is the instability that comes with drug taking.
Absolutely.
People can just lash out. They could do crazy things, and so if you're walking with your kid in a stroller and you got a random dude like tripping out on drugs, it makes me feel very uncomfortable.
Sure, I agree.
Because what happens if they just lash out and, I don't know, stab you with a knife or slash you or...
That's how it works, yeah.
It does.
The old...
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Whatever disease they have.
I know you mean.
Yeah.
So where are we headed, Winston? We're headed to a hotel.
Yeah, we'll just keep going.
Okay.
Just keep on going.
Anyway, I hope that this all gets sorted out, but the problem is, like, China needs to be held accountable for this.
Yes.
Fentanyl is literally for epidurals for people giving birth, and that's it. Or like basically like terminally ill people. So the fact that it was, we opened up our markets to that.
One thing I don't like is the fact that people don't seem to realize.
Yeah, where it's coming from, right?
Everyone's always giving China a free pass on all of its bad behavior. And this is another one of those bad behaviors that just absolutely should be called out.
For sure.
We should be saying, like, China,
Dude, where do you think the money
behind this.
stems from, right? Like the investments and stuff, they work hand in hand, dude. And they also work hand in hand with like human trafficking and stuff too.
Yeah. Hey, look, Liquors, Club Liquors Food Mart.
Nice.
Got to remember that place.
So where's our hotel?
It's kind of close.
Okay.
It's around that like bend up ahead.
Well, we should sign off before we dox ourselves.
It's not like people are going to come here like next, like we'll be gone, long gone before this is.
It's a joke.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Anything you want to tell our subscribers before we sign off?
I think people just need to be held accountable for their actions, and China's been getting a free pass for way too long.
And I hate drugs, and I hate the people that peddle drugs, you know, and China's peddling drug. Whether you are a druggie or not, we love you all the same, guys. If you're homeless or not, we love you all the same. And until next time, you know the drill as always. Stay awesome, and we have arrived at our Caliente Tropica.
Nice.
Looks awesome. Palm Canyon Drive, Caliente Tropics. Yeah, that looks good. Leaf blower, sweet. Guess we like sign in first or whatever.
No, you can park. It's not China, dude.
Yeah, I know, but don't you park in front of your motel room or whatever? It is a motel.
That sucks.
I like motels.
I don't.
Why? They've got ice and everything. Look, it's got like a tiki theme.
It does.
What the hell does that have to do with Caliente?
Here, let's park in one of these things. And we'll just walk over. Those mountains
Sounds good.
are huge.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys.
Cheers. Stay awesome.
Don't forget, every single Monday, another ADV China video right here, same time, same place. On Wednesday, you can check out Lawa 86, 1 p.m. EST, and Friday, just in time for a beer going, check me out on my channel, Serpent ZA.